U.S.-Venezuela tensions. What the U.S. F-35 deployment signals for Venezuela. A fighter doesn't just move metal, it moves messages. When the United States deploys F-35s within reach of Venezuelan air and sea lanes, the point is less about a dogfight and more about signaling, deterrence, reassurance, and options. This is a clear, detailed look at what an F-35 presence actually means, how it changes the local balance, and what to watch next. Start with the platform's job in this context. The F-35 is a stealthy, sensor-rich aircraft designed to see first and share fast. Its active electronically scanned array radar, infrared search and track, and electronic support measures fuse into a single picture that can be passed to ships, patrol aircraft, ground units, and other fighters. In a tense maritime environment, that makes the F-35 as much an intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance node as a strike jet. The signal to all players: any move near sensitive areas will likely be detected, recorded, and, if required, countered at range. Deterrence works on three levers: visibility, survivability, and reversibility. Visibility comes from publicized deployments, photos of sorties and joint exercises with partners, enough to be noticed without being provocative. Survivability comes from stealth and electronic warfare that complicate any attempt to target the jets or the assets they are protecting. Reversibility matters because forces that can arrive quickly can also stand down quickly. That flexibility lowers the political cost of showing presence early in a crisis. The F-35 does not fly alone. Think of a package: aerial refueling, KC-135 or KC-46 to sustain patrols, airborne early warning, E3 or E7, to manage the air picture, maritime patrol, P-8A to track ships and subs, and surface combatants with modern air defense radars to close the loop. Data flows over secure links so that a contact detected by one platform can be targeted or de-escalated by another. In practice, this creates a protective umbrella for commercial shipping, survey vessels, and partner patrols without ever firing a shot. Rules of engagement remain the guardrails. Presence is not license. Pilots operate under strict guidance: identify, hail, escort, and document long before any escalation. Discrete shows of capability, silent intercepts, photo confirmation of tail numbers, electronic surveillance of fire control radars send messages that do not require public theatrics. If an unsafe intercept or hostile intent occurs, responses are calibrated: defensive maneuvers, non-kinetic effects, then, if necessary, proportional force. What does this mean for Venezuela's planning? Modern air defenses complicate the sky, but they are also complex systems that depend on training, maintenance, and emissions discipline. A reported network of long-range surface-to-air missiles, medium-range batteries, coastal radars, and fighter patrols can deter careless incursions. Yet it must radiate to sea, and radiating can reveal locations to platforms designed to exploit that data. The F-35's advantage is not invincibility, it is information. It shortens decision time for the side that holds the better picture. At sea, the immediate effect is tighter control of airspace around key routes and operations. Air patrols extend radar horizons for partnerships, reduce the chance of surprise, and give commanders confidence to keep commercial and survey activity on schedule. The economic signal is subtle but real. Predictable security lowers insurance friction and keeps investment timelines from slipping. Basing and logistics matter more than headlines. Short-notice deployments typically use existing runways with adequate security, hardened shelters, and maintenance support. Sortie rates depend on spare parts, trained crews, and tanker availability as much as politics. Watch for routine rather than spikes. A steady cadence of flights, disciplined communications, and published exercise windows indicate professional posture rather than crisis escalation. Escalation risks live in the seams: a close pass that violates safety distances, a radar that switches briefly to a fire control mode, a patrol that strays across a poorly marked boundary. The antidote is procedure: standard radio calls, clear deconfliction zones, and hotlines that work. Expect the U.S. to pair visible air power with quiet diplomatic outreach to keep incidents from hardening into patterns. Regional dynamics are part of the message. Deployments reassure neighbors that harassment of commercial traffic or survey work will meet a coordinated response, while also signaling that disputes belong in courts and diplomatic channels. Exercises may include search and rescue and maritime safety drills to underline that the goal is stability, not confrontation. What to watch over the next month? The presence of tankers and early warning aircraft that signal sustained operations. Notices to airmen and navigational warnings that mark exercise windows. Transparency about intercepts or unsafe encounters. Timelines and imagery lower temperature. And any shifts in commercial behavior. Rerouted shipping or paused surveys are early indicators of perceived risk. Also note language in official statements. Terms like professional and routine suggest de-escalation. Unsafe or unprofessional suggest friction. An F-35 deployment is a message with multiple audiences. To partners, reassurance. To potential spoilers, caution. To diplomats, time and space to work. It does not predetermine conflict, nor does it solve underlying disputes. It shapes the environment, making surprise harder, miscalculation less likely, and coercion more costly, so that outcomes are decided by policy and law rather than by the first bad airborne encounter. For sustained context and sector-by-sector analysis, visit globalinfoveda.com.